Hi everyone, Coach Jeff here. Today I want to talk to you guys about the grip. I know we've talked about it before, but the grip is so important and I just want to keep covering the grip. So the grip, I like to start with the left hand, okay? So with the left hand, well, before we talk about the left hand, importance of the grip is to hold the club in your fingers, okay? Your fingertips area, not so much the palm area. You want to hold it more in the finger area, okay? Because if you hold it in the finger area, you can relax your elbows and shoulders. Very important to keep in mind. Okay, so go to the left hand. Very important that you hold these three back fingers are the most important three fingers in your left hand grip. You don't really need so much pressure with that. The index finger and the thumb. You need to have a lot of pressure with these three fingers. If you are swinging it, if you're an adult and you swing it at least 50 miles an hour, that's pretty fast still. You gotta hold the club or else the club's gonna move in your hand. I hear people talk about hold the club very gentle, hold the club very gentle. But I'm pretty sure at impact, a lot of those good players are actually holding it tighter than actually when they start. So, these three fingers, you're gonna hold it a little tighter and you wanna hold it in the fingers. Okay, not so much in the palms. This is in the palms, this is in the fingers. If you hold it in the palms, the club will move in your hand. And that's a no-no in holding the club. Okay, so, left hand. How I like to find the correct position with your left hand that's comfortable for you is put the club on the side of your body with your left hand. If you're a right-handed golfer, you kind of get comfortable holding the club in your fingers and you hinge your left wrist. Not your whole arm coming up, but more just a hinge with your left wrist. Because the clubs, your wrist is going to hinge in the golf swing. So we want to make sure that your grip allows you to hinge your club as well. Okay, so once you do that, you can fidget around, get comfortable, lift it up, lift it down. Okay, now when you do this hinging with the left wrist, make sure your club face is square. So square, people that don't know what square means, it's when your leading edge, which is right here, is perpendicular to your target line. So I have my friend over here, the T-claws and the lanyard. It's going to help you to see if the club face is square or open or closed. So if the lanyard and your leading edge is perpendicular or 90 degrees or like a capital T to the leading edge, then your club face is square. Okay, so make sure when you set your left hand grip, you also set and make sure your club face is square. Okay, so there's some clubs that there is a little offset over here. Those clubs are meant to draw, meant to your face to close. So be careful if you have one of those irons and make sure that your club face is square on the setup, because that's going to tend to close your face. When you tend to close your face with your grip, the ball's going to tend to go left more. It's going to hook, draw. Okay, so left hand, very important. Now let's go to the right hand. Talking about the fingers. So I like to start from here, cup your two middle fingers, put your shaft in there, and slide the finger all the way down till it touches your index finger. Okay, and then you're going to kind of cock your hand back a little bit, your right hand, and I want you to just gently connect the right thumb pad and your left thumb together. Okay, so you don't have to cover the whole thumb. You just want to cock it back a little bit and just gently connect it together. Okay, so remember the two pressure point fingers on your right hand is these two middle fingers. This is the fingers you want to hold the club tight with. Left hand is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so when you cock the hand back a little bit, you connect your thumbs together. Your thumb and index finger should kind of rest gently on the club. Okay, now there's three types of grip that people like to use. This right here, I like to use the overlapping grip. Okay, when my pinky is on top of my index finger, my right pinky. Some people use the interlocking grip. Some people use a 5-finger grip. You can use whatever grip you want, but I recommend if you're between the ages of 9 to 80, I would recommend either this interlocking or overlapping. If you're below 9 and over 80, maybe you can go with a 5-finger grip. It helps you to have more power with your right hand. Okay, but one thing when you do interlocking grip is be very careful that you don't interlock your fingers all the way in. you gotta make your interlocking of the fingers like right there. Because remember now, you wanna hold the club in the fingertips. That's the most important thing. So if you're gonna do interlocking, make sure you interlock it, but don't interlock it too tight either, because that's not your pressure point fingers. Your pressure point fingers are, again, these 2 middle fingers on your right hand and the 3 on your left. Okay, everybody follow? Okay, so next, with your right hand, you cover the left thumb, and you want to have your right palm face the target. So if I'm gonna hit towards that red flag down there, I wanna make sure my right palm is facing the target. Because when your right palm is not facing the target, and it's facing the sky, when you hold the club like this, with a square face, what's gonna happen, naturally when you swing the club's gonna roll. And the club's face is gonna be closed. So what happens when it closes? The ball goes left. So make sure you set up properly, so when you swing it correctly, and you get lucky that you hit a great shot, you want the ball to go straight. Okay, so you wanna make sure your right palm is facing the target, thumb is down, so it looks kind of like this, okay, with your right hand. Not like this. Now, if your right palm is facing the ground with a square face, now naturally, when you swing it, the club face is going to open. Because naturally your hand hangs like this. Your palm naturally hangs like this. Okay? Your hand doesn't hang like this or like this. Okay, so this is not a natural hang of your arms. You got to use a lot of tension in your arms, so you're not going to really swing the club freely and comfortably. So the natural way to hold your hands is like this. So when you swing with a lot of speed and you want to just release the club, release your energy, release your hands, you want the ball to go straight. You do not want to, for example, some people that keep their grip, we call this a strong right hand grip, they'll basically tend to hold their hands through impact. So they're losing that release, that extra release at the end. Okay, so if they hit it good, they're holding it through. But now if they release a little bit, the ball's hooking big time. Okay, so a lot of people do that because they tend to, probably before they started hooking, they started slicing. And that's why they started going stronger and stronger and stronger to help them close the club face so it goes straighter, straighter, straighter. So you're basically compensating for your slice when you do this with the right hand strong. So now if you're a good golfer and your ball tending to go to the right a little bit, maybe you should set up with a little stronger grip. Just a little bit. So if it's not square like this, maybe just slightly to the right. That's it. Okay? Don't make any big changes, because after you hit the ball is gonna fly much, much farther in either direction. So make sure when you make little adjustments with your grip, unless if your grip is like this, don't make big adjustments with the right hand. Okay, so the key is 3 back fingers to your left hand, because you do not want your club to be moving in your hand. So you want to hold that left pinky actually a little tighter than the other 3 fingers, but still these 3 fingers are important. Next, 2 middle fingers with your right hand. Okay, if you interlock it, make sure you interlock it in the middle, and you want to cover the left thumb. So if you look from the front view of my right hand, you can actually see my left thumb from the front view, but you cannot see my left thumb from the top view. Okay, so you're covering the left thumb, and that'll help you to have the proper hinge with your wrist on the backswing. Okay, we'll talk about hinge in another video, but if you have the proper grip, your hands are going to hinge correctly and it's going to release correctly. Okay, so try that at home. Please like, subscribe, and share our videos with others. Thank you, and see you next time.